Good evening, everybody. My name is Bill.
And my name is Danny.
And we are
a couple of park hoppers.
And we are here at opening night for Halloween Horror Nights 2022 here at Universal Studios Florida.
Yeah, we've never been here for opening night, so we are so excited. We love Halloween Horror Nights all the years that we've been. This is the first year in a long time that we're able to go to kind of like a regular Halloween Horror Night.
Yeah, so no plexiglass, no COVID restrictions. We're very, very excited.
So we are just absolutely ready to get in, check out what's going on, and hopefully we don't get rained on. They were getting rained on earlier, but if we do get rained on, you're gonna see it all. So, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's get in there and let's do this.
Let's go. The first scare zone that you hit as soon as you walk into Halloween Horror Nights. Horrors of Halloween. The Pumpkin Lord, the spirit of Halloween, has taken over this year's event, summoning hordes of fiendish creatures. Terror has taken root, and there is the Pumpkin Lord right there.
Bring me more Halloween, more power. What do you think of this night, Hibkins? Terrifying, isn't it?
I don't trust that.
I see my lights and
So we just went through our first scare zone, Horrors of Halloween. It's the first one right when you walk into Universal Studios Florida.
Yes.
I immediately noticed some major differences from last year. Lots more characters walking around rather than up on platforms, which makes this so much better.
Yes, I do really miss the fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's no fire because of the weather.
It's a possibility. It's kind of drizzly tonight.
But last year the fire kind of gave it like a epic vibe, and it still feels really epic, but I was like, where's the fire?
Right.
And maybe it's because it was my really first introduction, full introduction to Halloween Horror Nights. But yeah, definitely more people on the ground, more scare actors on the ground, no fire, and but still great first scare zone.
Yeah, it was awesome. Real spooky characters. They're all doing a great job tonight. Kind of coming up to you and kind of spooking you out of nowhere, which is great. It's what you love to see in a scare zone. That's what you want. It's a scare zone for a reason. So let's head to our next scare zone, straight ahead over here in the New York section. Let's go check that out.
Let's go check it out. Our next scare zone is Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned children into crazed killers. This Halloween's all trick, no treat, and total mayhem.
Wow, folks. That kid is hungry. There must be a lot of sugar in that candy. The kid is jumping off the wall. Oh no! Someone, get help!
Help me!
No! Not the mayor! It's a madhouse.
in this scare zone, there's a really fun little photo op over here. And there's Danny.
With all my friends.
Next to all her friends at the Major Sweets Candy Company.
Here we all are.
So we are headed into San Francisco, the San Francisco part of the park here, for the Conjure the Dark Scare Zone. On the first All Hallows Eve, an evil sorceress called forth monstrosities from dark dimensions. Now your blood will fuel them.
Summon our newfound power. I summon you, dwellers. Every year, on this night, we shall cast this spell and bind it tight. Gather more followers and spread All Hallows Eve.
They're 40 minutes early.
All right, gang. So we just sat and watched the 9:30 performance of Nightmare Fuel. We've talked about this show in the past, and it was everything and more, just like last year.
So unfortunately, they do not allow for filming.
No.
I wish they did, because there are some amazing parts to this show.
Oh my God.
The whole show is amazing, but there are parts that I wish that we could show you guys, and I wish that we could get a 4K video, because every time, all 2 times, I've seen this show, I have just been in an absolute trance. I don't know about you.
It's crazy. Like I said on the podcast, it's so leathery and chainy and fiery, and it lived up to everything. Every expectation we had, it lived up to it. It was epic.
So here's the thing. Whatever you're thinking of, make it sexier and make it a strip club without stripping.
Yep.
That's
Strip club
my-
without nudity. Yep.
Yeah, that's my best way of describing it. And then add fire
And magic.
and magic.
Some of the magic tricks that they do in this show, I can't even figure out how they did it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so we wish we could show you guys, but I will say that it's definitely a must-see.
Yeah.
They revamped it. It feels a little bit longer. I'm not sure if it is longer, but
It felt longer.
I will say that it is a must-see, and I'm so glad it's here for this year.
And you got to come down here and see it for yourself.
Yeah, go make sure you see it. I will say, if you are sensitive to fire and loud noises, however,
And flashing lights.
but you probably won't be here if you're sensitive. But
no.
this is like amped up, so just keep that in mind. If you are sensitive, it might be better to skip this. If you are not absolutely 1,000%, make sure that you see Nightmare Fuel.
For sure. So we're gonna go on and hit our next little stop here as our night at Halloween Horror Nights opening night continues.
Let's go. The first house that we're going to do is going to be Bugs Eaten Alive. While touring a 1950s home of the future, you'll be swarmed by hordes of revolting insects as they worm their way into your deepest fears.
find a quieter place, because it is loud everywhere.
As you can hear.
Yeah. To talk about the haunted houses that we went through. So the first one that we went through was Bugs Eaten Alive. And I loved this house. This was a great house to kick off our Halloween Horror Night season, our first house of the season. And I really enjoyed this. I think the concept really came through in what they tried to do.
Yeah.
There was a point where I got actually like scared and jumped back and said something.
A very bad word.
I didn't mean to.
That's okay. It's an adult event. You're fine.
But like, there were a lot of moments that like it was really fun.
Yeah.
And things that I didn't expect. And that's what I want out of a haunted house. So I think I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
Okay. And why an 8 out of 10?
I think that it was a great house. I think the only like issue I had with this house was the fact that, of course, on opening night it was kind of a conga line. So I think I didn't get the full experience. I was kind of getting conged all the way through the house.
Yeah.
And I don't love that when it comes to haunted houses, but it is opening night, so I know they're trying to get as many people through as they can.
Right. I mean, the lines are all long on opening night. They're just trying to get as many people in as possible. It's really tough to go through an entire house and not see any scares in front of you, so you don't know that nothing's coming. So that's kind of disappointing, but for a grade, I'd give it a solid 9. I really liked the house. I really liked the concept, and the scares that were kind of hidden from us really got us, and that doesn't happen very often at Universal. So
yeah,
solid 9 from me, 8 from Danny. Let's go check out our next house.
Our second house of the night is going to be Descendants of Destruction. Deep in the subway below an abandoned, toxic New York City, mutated humans fight to survive, but the deeper you go, the darker your fate.
All right, we just got done with our second house of the evening. It is called Descendants of Destruction. It takes place in an abandoned New York City subway.
yes.
I have thoughts on this house, but you wanna kind of take it away first?
So this house was supposed to take place, like you said, in a New York City subway. It was supposed to have like mutants and stuff. I don't think this house knew what it was. I think that the idea was kind of cool, because going in I was like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And I think it was the most disjointed haunted house I've ever been in my life.
I didn't quite understand what was going on, and it really didn't feel like an abandoned subway, except for one part where we saw the front of a train where the lights came on and you heard like a choo-choo.
And it sounded like an 18-wheeler and looked like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
None of this house made sense, and
Right.
and I love the houses at Halloween Horror Night, so I was just like really shocked to like experience that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were just like, this is a crazy wacky, you have no idea what you're gonna get house, I could get on board with that.
There was no rhyme or reason to like the creatures that were down there.
Yeah.
And, it just didn't feel like you were walking through like an abandoned subway with tracks and anything like that. So if I were to give it a grade 1 through 10, I'd give it a 4.
I would give it a 2.
Okay. Okay.
I think I would give it a 2 because it was a haunted house.
Yeah.
There were scare actors in it, and it was at Halloween Horror Nights, and it existed, so it deserves a number.
Yeah.
And it deserves a number more than 1.
Right.
I don't think that like you can get like any lower in terms of what Universal's bar is always high. So this was like not a great house.
It wasn't our favorite house, but we're gonna come back and do so many more houses over the next couple weeks. But we are gonna wrap it up with 2 houses tonight. We're gonna hit all 5 scare zones, and we're gonna have a good first night here at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah. And I think I will give this house, I don't know about you, but I think I will give it another shot.
Sure, yeah.
I think that, like, so far, Bugs is number 1, and this Descendants is number -0.
Well, it's number 10 for now.
Number 10.
Yeah. It's number 10 for now. We'll
Yeah.
see how the other 8 are when we get through them finally throughout the course of the event here.
Yeah, and I don't think we're not gonna get to see any more houses tonight just because it's opening night and
Yeah.
the times
We
are
have to work tomorrow.
The times are ranging from over 100 minutes to less than that, but at this point, like Bill said, we have to work tomorrow and we gotta start moving.
Yep. So that's going to wrap it up for houses tonight. So let's go enjoy some more of the event.
Let's go.
So we're heading into our 4th scare zone of the night, and that is Scarecrow Cursed Soil, and that's a scare zone. At an abandoned farm, scarecrows have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt you and seek revenge. They'll harvest your screams. What do you say we head in?
Our 5th and final scare zone is Graveyard Deadly Unrest. On All Hallows Eve, a dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens long dead spirits. No one living can escape them. We are actually jumping out early because we gotta work tomorrow.
I'm tired. Good night.
And a couple things is, first off, we missed the rain.
I know, we got so lucky.
We were so prepared for the rain though.
It dumped on Walt Disney World earlier today, but here, not so much.
I know it rained a little bit earlier, but luckily,
while we were here.
Not while we were here.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So we got to see all the scare zones. We got to see
2 houses.
Nightmare Fuel. We got to see 2 houses. We got to check out some merch.
Saw some of the merch, some really cool merch. We're gonna have a video with all the merch a little bit later on. But
Yeah.
you know, it's really good stuff in those stores here, especially the tribute store. Really cool stuff.
So again, that brings our first night at Halloween Horror Nights to an end. Today is September 2nd, so we have plenty of Halloween Horror Nights that
2
we're going to
months.
continue bringing to you.
Oh yeah.
Before we let you guys go today, make sure you like, subscribe, comment on this video. It goes such a long way.
Hit that thumbs up. It helps the video. Trust me.
It does. But we had such a great time. We cannot wait to come back here and keep going to the houses, keep getting all the scares and the spooks, and we're excited to not be here on opening night because it was kind of busy tonight.
Yes. But thank you, Universal, for an absolutely wonderful time here at opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 2022. And until next time,
We will see you around the parks.